Hey Matt, good morning. How are you?
Good afternoon. It's 12:30 here.
Oh
Um,
yeah, so you're in
yeah.
Chicago. It is the week of Christmas. How was the drive up there?
That was pretty easy. I just listened to a few podcasts, a little bit of Dave Chappelle, and it was good.
You're a Dave
I didn't
Chappelle
even,
fan?
um, I'm not really like a fan of anyone. I just want to
Okay.
laugh. You know what I mean? Like I don't. Someone asked me like, "What kind of music do you listen?" I just hit record and if I hit play and if I like it, like just let it go. I don't know a single artist, and the same with like comedy and like even podcasts. I don't know anyone's names. It's just like this is great
You don't have a preference. You're like, I'll just listen and if it's
as
good,
long
it's
as
good.
it right. If I'm listening to comedy, I just want to laugh. Actually, I just want to forget I'm driving. Actually,
I love
um,
that. Actually, I do too. I want to forget I'm driving. So if it's a audiobook or if it's a playlist, whatever it needs to be a podcast, I same. I want to escape into the windshield and just be on autopilot.
I think there was I don't know where I heard this from, but the best flight is the one you don't even know you were flying, right? And
Yes.
I kind of take that with driving too, because driving's like it's a 16-hour drive. So
Yeah, and the ability to make time like that disappear is really something, right? Because it's finding so much pleasure that your mind gets to like escape into whatever it is that you're intaking to realize that you can literally pass hours of time without realizing. I don't always get that on my flights, but when they happen, it's rare. Um the
oh,
last okay,
you just have a routine. So like I have a few options. It's either I can work if I feel like working, it'll be work. If it's
mhm.
not that, it's going to be reading. If it's not that, it's going to be like maybe an app on my phone I can mess around with for a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, it's usually one of those threes. Sleeping never works. Like
I
I'll get
never sleep. I
rest.
can't sleep on a plane. I don't know why.
Well, I'll sleep if it's late. Or like if I didn't get a lot of sleep, I stayed up late the previous night. And like I'll sleep. It'll be worst sleep ever, but I'll fall
Yeah.
asleep. Um,
I this last flight that I remember doing that was 4 hours from Miami, and I wrote the entire time in my book, and I remember getting lost. And then all of a sudden they said, the plane, we're getting ready for arrival, and I got mad. It was actually one of the first flights that was that long. I didn't get up. I didn't have to use the bathroom. I got a couple of different fun drinks like ginger ale or whatever. I didn't drink. Like I don't drink alcohol on flights. I've learned that lesson. That's like a no go for me. And then I was mad. I was mad when we were arriving because I needed more time. I was like, what? And then I waited to the last second to close my computer and got in trouble. So that's where I
huh.
was.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so that's kind of so yeah. The drive was
Easy.
good. How
So
was yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask, like, what's your holidays kind of look like? Like, as
Yeah.
you're in a weird transitionary period because you're doing like you have this media thing, you have rebrand, and you mentioned this is the time you get work done, right? So how is work getting done now? That we're like 2 weeks in after that we asked that question. How are you getting work done right now? Because I don't know.
Oh, I love this question. Yeah. So first answer is the holidays look so different for us personally because we about 3 years ago put up some really cool boundaries with my in-laws and my husband's family and my family. And before 3 years ago, we were the ones traveling on an airplane more often and we had three young kids. And
Mhm.
it was just so stressful. It was almost like the expectation, or we were doing all of the traditions that my parents, who lived here at the time in Colorado, would just do. And that was like our status quo. So we kind of woke up. It was all part of my healing process, therapy, this whole 5 year journey that I've been on. And my husband was also in a similar place. So luckily, we both had conversations about kind of cycle breaking, like what feels really good for us from our family past and what doesn't. And we ended up putting the boundary down that said we are no longer traveling over the holidays, Thanksgiving or Christmas, unless we choose to. We really don't want to go anywhere. Our home is open if anyone would like to come to us, but we have a family of five and a dog, and it doesn't make sense to us to go anywhere. So
Right.
we stopped doing that, and we hurt a lot of people's feelings, and we were okay with that. And then it was just the first Christmas in our own home. Running down the stairs Christmas morning was like magic. So that solidified that was a good boundary. And then we kind of reshaped what we do and how we do it and where we do it. And if people wanted to join, they could. And if not, they don't. And so at this point,
I
We don't
really,
really see our parents
I really
on
like that
Christmas.
because so we used to travel a lot for Thanksgiving, and we just thought it was a little too stressful. I mean, we're not even gonna have a family; it's just me and my wife, and like it was still stressful because I don't know. There's I have a sister, and she has her husband, and then my parents. So it's really just six of us and like a bunch of chickens. Um, and for some reason it added a lot of stress. So we actually just stopped showing up for Thanksgiving, not like entirely, like we just go on and off every day. It was awesome. It was like, so breaking the cycle, although it's annoying because you break a tradition and it's like, well, you're supposed to do that. It is super healthy because when we started doing that, I was like, oh, it's not too bad. So it's like Christmas is like, now it's, for me, it's like, I don't mind visiting Christmas, but I just don't want to stay so long. Like this time I'm staying quite long. I'm staying for
Mm-hmm.
like 10 days here.
That's a
Ideally, I think,
long time with family, though.
well, I'm not really here. So like part of it too is I don't have to make it that long, right? Um, I could have shortened it, but I have a lot of friends and colleagues out here.
So
So,
it's like a personal visit plus your
but I still
parents.
don't really want to be here. Not because I want to meet my friends and I want to
Yeah.
see my family and all that. But I'd rather do it in Houston, right? I don't, being here, I've already been away from my house for now 2 weeks, or like almost a week and a half. And then when this
Wow.
whole trip is done, it'll be three total weeks.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like, it's not like homesick, but it's like, I can't build a routine around all this like random planning.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get work done. So I mentioned this before, is
Well,
like,
I was going to
I
say
can't, I can't work in this. Like
that's a
I'll,
great
I'll work
segue
for
to
like one
answering your
hour.
second question. For me, I realize recently, this was like a this year thing, that our kids are now 6, 8, and 10. And on holiday breaks, Thanksgiving, Christmas, summer, spring, whatever it is that they're not in school for more than 2 or 3 days in a row, I learned that if I used to be the parent because I was primary parent and a full-time mom for like 6 years, and my business was just part-time and took a back seat. And this was a long time ago when they were babies and I was postpartum. I just naturally like assumed when the kids were off of school, like that was a me thing. And I was the primary caretaker, which was our arrangement. But as I started working more and my youngest went to kindergarten or even preschool, I never flipped my brain to realize the equity in our partnership, that like I don't have to assume that when they're not in school, I have to sacrifice my day for them. So while I love being a mom, I've also like built a little resentment because I kind of wrecked myself for those 6 years and didn't have a lot of help. And we went through a lot of healing with that too. And then just expectation setting with my husband. And it was awesome. Like our marriage is so equitable. I'm so happy in it because we made some really tough decisions like 2 years ago.
Mhm.
But I started realizing like on these breaks, this was another cycle I was breaking. I didn't advocate for the time I wanted and needed away from the home to use my brain in work, which actually fulfilled me more in motherhood. So then I started saying, like, my husband would say, well, like, do you need me to take the morning off or do you want to split the day? Like, don't take everything on. So I think a lot of women, from my experience, can be martyrs in the whole like raising children thing. And I think it's on us to actually advocate for what we want and need, or else our men just don't know, our partners don't know. And it was a really cool exercise for us to kind of flip the script and then say, all right, break's coming up. So now I'm really planning ahead of a break time. So knowing what my needs are. This year, for some reason, I had a really gentle reminder of why I do this. I did not plan for Thanksgiving break and they had the whole week off.
Mhm.
And I didn't plan camps or sitters or anything. And I was with them all day, every day for the most part. My husband had like a little time with them too, because I had appointments or something. But I didn't plan any work time for me. And I was so angry and my nervous system was so triggered by like Wednesday. I was like, oh, right, this is why we do this, because we need this. So anyway, how I get work done now, which is really a gift that I gave myself, was I plan out the breaks. So I've done that for these 3 weeks that they're off, right? They get like 2.5 to 3 weeks off. And my husband is taking some time off and he has company holidays as well. And he'll put that in our calendar. So then I know they're with dad all day. Like I'm going to peace out and go to the office, right? And then today they're with a sitter. So some of our favorite sitters are home from college, which is a treat to them. So then I get to bring them back. And then
Mhm.
they did an art camp yesterday. So I'm still giving myself at least half of the week of time in my office to work and it's outside of the home. If I'm at home when the kids are at home the whole break, I go fucking crazy. Like my mom rage will go high. And so literally because no one's at the office is usually dead. I'll go to a coffee shop, I'll go to a lobby, I'll go wherever I want to work, and it's usually really quiet. For some reason, when I know the kids are taken care of in these moments at home, my brain can totally let go of all the motherhood ADHD. And I'm so productive. That's why in December, it's like my head's down time. So this week alone, Matt, okay, ready? Okay, so for my personal brand, I have leveled up my content game. I finally get it. Like a switch was flipped on content. I have all my content for my personal brand scheduled out through January 8th. I have started realizing what my like best times are. And it's just, I'm nailing it. Like it's going great. I wrote my table of contents for my book. I'm writing a new book. I don't know if I told you the book I wrote is a memoir, and we're not going to start out of the gate with that. I want to build my community and following for a while and then have the memoir hit when people actually give a shit about me. So we're starting with a book about what I speak about, which is the whole movement of share your fear. And I'm writing it as like a tool for executive leadership development and founder development. So I'm starting to write the book that's going to support the speaking platform and vice versa. So now I'm writing another book. I nailed my table of contents. I wrote my first paragraph for my TEDx talk. And I'm going to start recording my TEDx talk so we can start pitching it next year for doing TEDx. I have conversations going for 3 speaking engagements in Q1, which was a goal, paid or free. I ended up writing out the outlines completed with the scripts for my 2 keynotes. I dwindled my keynotes down from 4 to 2. So now I have 2. And one is like personal, motivational, more touchy-feely human development. And the second keynote is more corporate business executive leadership development. And those are in the can. And now I've got to just get screen time to rehearse those. What else did I do? Oh, I finished my team finished the brand Bible and all of my digital presence audit and like revamp. And yesterday, Matt, I, in Lovable, updated my entire AnnGillespie.com site, which is fully completed and blown out the way me and the team wanted it. Every asset for me is done. All my social media bios, anywhere I'm showing up online, I edited the 10 to launch site, or we're going to write some copy there just to have like a little back and forth of like the share your fear movement in my companies as well. And believe it or not, this has been a fire week and a half for me. I got the entire brand book written for the new brand refresh for Fix and Form, along with the new desired like design, color scheme, everything. Shannon and I had a meeting and did like the entire rebrand layout to start in January. So that's done.
Oh, wow.
Phenomenal.
Let's take a look at your website. Why can't I Google your name? And why is it not coming up?
Are you spelling it with an A, Gillespie?
Hold on.
It's not Gillespie with an E.
Hold on. Okay.
Matt, you don't even know me.
I misspelled it. Okay.
Yeah, I know everybody does. It's Gillespie. My husband will always say she puts the ass in Gillespie.
Okay. Oh, the font's changed. Yeah, you changed it. I saw the first version. The second version. Okay, you have a different logo now too. Okay.
No, the logo was the same. I just didn't add it the first time. But now...
Oh, it was never... Yeah, I don't think it was there before.
No, right. Now it's fully built out with custom pages, so it's not continuous scroll. And there's a lot more CTA. The brand language is all on point too.
And we just need you to speak on video. That's it. That's the only thing we're missing.
So that's literally all I'm doing is trying to just get recording of me speaking so we can build the sizzle reel. And then that'll just be kind of a scrolling like bar at the bottom of Ann speaking.
Cool. Wow, you got it. So this was all in like past what, 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks. So your cycle of work is very different than mine then. So it's very driven actually around your kids actually.
Yes. Yeah. So I think Mama Bear mode comes first here and then my work comes second. So once I have kids figured out and like the mom front, I've now felt comfortable advocating for the time I need away. Because when I get to come to work, even today's like a half day, and then I'm going to go back home, I'm so much happier when I'm a mom at home, when I've gotten to at least escape for a little bit and use my mind and get something done. Right. And vice versa. If I'm in the office too much, like I'll have some days where I'm here till 6 o'clock at night and it's dark and everybody's gone and I get home and they're eating dinner and I walk in. That doesn't feel good either. So
Yeah, it's
It's a
so
really good
interesting.
balance.
Yeah, you and I are operate so different. So I don't get work done unless I built up enough momentum. And then I just don't stop until I basically burn out. Not like a true burnout, but like, hey, I don't want to work on this anymore kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I do that. I can go on for like a month doing that. So
Wow. Okay.
it's just interesting. So our triggers of how we get work are really, really different. But I think that
Yeah.
makes sense. Everyone, right? It's a style of work. So everyone should be different. I don't think there would
Yeah.
be. It's hard. Yeah, it's all based because it's based on your personal life, it's based on your personal energy, and
Mhm.
also that the where we start work is also different too. Like as I got older, um, how I think about things during the day actually impacts more of the quality of work versus the past. Like in my 20s, I could just work and just like not, I can be in any mood and get anything done. And now these days, I have to be not in like a certain mood, but I have to be thinking in the right set. But the quality turns out way better than my past. But
I
now I have
think
to
that's
set
something
everything
with
up.
aging. There's more intentionality in the work that you're doing as you age.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I think that just goes with like the wisdom accumulated. You kind of figure
Yeah.
out like what works, what doesn't, like more
Yeah.
consistently. Because
Yeah.
wasting energy is, you don't, no, neither of us want to waste energy,
Yeah.
and that
So
goes
you
into
would,
like maybe even this boundary stuff. Because I feel like the work you got done in the past 2.5 weeks would have been maybe different type of quality, whether better or worse, previous month because you didn't have all the you got kids to worry about and then you think about deadlines. It's hard to put everything together. But now you say, well, if kids are taken care of, you can do whatever you want for a bit. And I
it's
just
like
feel like then your quality's
compartmentalizing
better.
for me. Like if I can compartmentalize the feel, I actually have to think about the feeling. We talked about this on another episode, the energy, the feeling
Right.
that you feel. So when I plan ahead, I have to think about the feeling I'm going to feel, if that's going to sit well with me or not, and if that's a good choice. And so if I, let's say, have somebody with the kids or like it feels scattered, or I put them in a camp I know they're not going to like just to get rid of them, right? Because I know a lot of parents do that. That won't feel good to me. And then I will actually bring awareness to that and say, I won't actually have a successful day at the office if I know that my kids are not happily taken care of, if I'm just putting them somewhere to put them somewhere. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, for me, compartmentalizing parenthood and work. And then I used to actually sacrifice work boundaries because I was so busy and wanted to be available to so many people in work, that I would then override like family time or make it really challenging at home to manage a schedule because I had said yes to a meeting that really didn't work with my home life. And I used to do that a lot. So when I got really clear on my boundaries in both places and really understood when I'm at home, what does that energy need to feel like? Like oftentimes now, you're going to be so proud of me. On Mondays in 2026, I have my first 4 hours of the day completely blocked off, and it's called Anne's time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I see that in my calendar, every time I go like to jump ahead, I'm so happy. And then I liked it so much that like I think 2 or 3 other days of the week, I have 3 to 4 hour windows just blocked. That's called Anne's time. And I get to do whatever the fuck I want. If that's a week that I'm like, you know what? I do need to have this call with this person. I can choose to put it in that time. But my VA can't access that time. It's off. My calendars, all my
Right.
scheduling links can't access that time. And I know that on Monday mornings, sometimes that's usually in the winter when the kids are going to not go to school because they're sick. It's Monday and Tuesday mornings because they came off of a weekend, or they go to school Monday, they feel like garbage. Tuesday, they're homesick. So, like, putting that flexibility in there for the parenthood of me, of saying, not allowing this to usually be scheduled. It's because I might just want to sit at home in my robe and look out the window with coffee after they go to school because I need to decompress from
Mm-hmm.
the weekend, because we forget parenthood takes so much energy out of us, like more energy from our nervous system, from our patience, from our mindset than any other job out there, in my opinion. And so when you're coming off of a hot 2 days together, sometimes more if it's a long weekend because the teachers union isn't wanting to work anymore and they get this Friday off and that Friday off, you're like, fuck, I don't have the bandwidth just to Monday. I want to go dump them at school and just fucking breathe. And so I know that about myself. So literally having 4 hours on Monday, I sometimes don't want to wake up at 6 a.m. to go to the gym on Monday because I'm 6 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday for lifting. So I'm like, you know what? I'm giving Anne grace in the dark hours of snowy winter on a Monday to say, I'm going to drop the kids off and then go to the gym and then take a shower. And then I'm ready to get into my workday because that's what I needed. So it's like energetically, we've talked about this. I know we have
Right.
planning your schedule and your day, knowing you so well. You got to know yourself so well to do this. And you can know like which days, and I have to compartmentalize like parenthood, mom, and kids are taken care of. So then I can just fly. And then when I do that, this is how productive I am. Like I got so much shit done. Like Steve on my media team was like, you are cranking. Like, wow. And it made me feel so good because I was like, look at me, mom. Like, look what I can do.
I think I was doubtful when you said you get work done in December, and then now you're proving it. I was like, okay, I can see it now. So you're definitely have to plan it. You definitely have to, because I can tell, like, if you didn't already anticipate it ahead of time, there's no way you would have got this productive.
No.
So now I see how. And then the other unlock is you're also at home, right? So I'm traveling a lot. If you're in my shoes, there's no way you can get anything work done. So that's why I don't bother. It's like I don't. There's no like I can work like 1 hour. That's
Well,
about
if you
it.
think about your energy right now, like you said, you're in Chicago, you're going to be gone for 3.5 weeks this month. So for me, I'm more of a homebody. I like my routine at home. I like who I am at home and with my
Mhm.
systems. And if I'm on the road for 3.5 weeks, my nervous system is only focusing on managing the stress and the discomfort of being out of my routine every single day. So there isn't a lot of
Oh,
energy left
interesting.
for me to like
Yeah.
go dedicate to the engine that is work because I'm just already so exhausted, but not realizing it, of like just being somewhere else in the world for that long period of time.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think travel is, yeah, I think just it depends on the intentionality of travel. I think because if it
Exactly.
was
You
work,
got
you
it.
also different too. You could be in a different mode as well. I can
Yeah.
see vacation with kids being a little bit more management. I know you got to go. So speaking of
Yeah.
boundaries, well, thanks for sharing. Actually, improving out, you actually do get work done in December.
I
But now I
do.
understand the circumstance how you get there, right? So
Sure.
it requires some prerequisites. You got to be don't travel. It's actually really that's really the foundation. If you don't travel, then you actually have way more time than before.
You got it.
Um,
Yeah.
so cool. Thank you, Anne.
Thank you. Enjoy your Chicago time. I hope that you manage and no stress on getting stuff done. Just manage your day,
Yeah.
manage Matt. That's going to take some energy.
No, it should be easy.
We'll
My
see.
dates are pretty easy, so we'll see. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Ann. See you later.
Thanks, Matt. Bye.